lot of people really focus in on, when you like see the car at first, that solar energy aspect, which is a really big part of the car. It's we're powered by the sun, and that's a really great thing. But what I see as being solar cars' biggest contribution to developing engineers of the future and to really designing new vehicles is the energy efficiency side. So the amount of solar power we're getting is equivalent to a toaster at the highest sun levels. So I like to think of this as we're driving with the power of a toaster. That is just incredible, absolutely wild. The fact that we're going over 30 miles per hour even is just fascinating. And the energy efficiency challenge, I think, is one of the biggest problems addressing the world right now. So if we can make more energy efficient systems, you can reduce the power that you need. And that's one of the biggest ways to get to carbon neutral and to really address the climate problems, because in addition to generating renewables, you need to be consuming less as well.
We're looking a lot, obviously, at how we can put a solar panel on a car to improve energy efficiency. And the interesting thing with that is you're starting to see actual car manufacturers, have you seen the Prius that came out? It's starting to enter the conversation of we could use that kind of wasted space on the tops of cars to put solar there, and it's never going to be enough to power your whole commute, but over a long period of time, you're going to save a lot of energy by that's energy you don't have to pull from the grid. You just made it yourself, and it's always charging. If you're parked in a parking lot or if you're driving down the road, it's always charging as long as it's sunny. So it's things like that to improve energy efficiency.
A big problem that we face is that we are using more battery than we are charging. So we can't necessarily go forever.
Solar is just very finicky to work with. Actually, a couple years ago, I got the chance to take a trip. We visited Western Michigan, and they had a bunch of old spare solar cells, and they're about this thick, and they're basically like a potato chip, where it's if you bend it at all, it'll just immediately just snap. So there's no mechanical structure to it at all. So any kind of nick or dent or anything on the car is gonna pretty much kind of ruin it.
Because you only have 10 hours of sunlight per day, especially some areas don't get any sunlight. So that's a big problem. Also, we're working on trying to get our solar cells increase their efficiency. So right now, the average solar cell, I want to say, is 20% efficient, and that's on the higher end. So you look at things increasing the efficiency of a solar cell, and that's going to take obviously a lot of research, and probably our club's not going to be the one to make extremely efficient solar cells. But if we can get to that point in the industry where we're reaching those 50-60% numbers, we can put them on cars and charge them during the day and use that power for sure, at least in a hybrid way.
So on the business team, we are in a group chat with multiple sustainable organizations at OSU, and we're also talking to the Sustainability Institute at OSU, so we get some funding through them usually. But we also talk to other clubs that do sustainability stuff. We have dinners with them. We just recently had a dinner where our higher leadership, or three of us, me, the vice president, and the president, all of us went to a dinner with other clubs. We spoke to them about what they're doing for Sustainability Week. There's a day called Green Day maybe. So they have a green day where they said, we love to have your car so we can show other people that we're making progress in sustainability.
Every solar car team in every college is really helping pave the way for the future of these vehicles. Right now in the industry, we have electric vehicles, and they're fairly new, but at the end of the day, they're not using clean energy to drive. You still need to burn something. You need to do something, and wind power and solar panel power are great, and so I think it's really important what we're doing and looking into the viability of solar powered vehicles, which we're getting more efficient and better, and as we pass this knowledge on, we get smarter and smarter. And I think what we're doing is really important to kind of transition to the actual industry. Hopefully we see it in the industry in the next 5 years or so.